McEnroe had to be something of a miracle worker just to make that first volley. He made it well, but Vilas was ready with something that more players should do against McEnroe, the lob, because he crowds the net. He's like Kilroy with his nose over it. That hurts Vilas because the passage was clear. And that's about as violent a reaction as you will get from Guillermo Vilas. Now that was unusual. Vilas running around the return to hit a backhand. Let's watch this again. Vilas, who you'd think would want to hit a forehand return, runs around it and hits a backhand, putting himself way out of position. I think he startled McEnroe a little bit.
First set, McEnroe leading 4-3. We're at 30 all. So John is up a service break. He's broken twice. Vilas has broken once. First double fault. Break point to come even.
Woo.
Third ace.
He goes down the middle. Vilas, no chance. Now there was a conventional runaround return to hit a forehand. And Vilas really wanted to whale it, edging to his right to put his big forehand into play, mishit it.
Game to McEnroe, and McEnroe leads 5-3 in the first set. We're playing the best of 3 tiebreaker sets.
John McEnroe, what a year he had, and is still having. This is the funny thing about tennis. We're starting the 1985 season here with this tournament, and we end the 1984 season next weekend with the Masters. And during 1984, McEnroe has won 12 of 14 tournaments, 79 of 82 matches.
And, of course, the Masters next week on NBC, Saturday and Sunday coverage.
First time Vilas will miss the Masters in a decade.
Vilas serving at 3-5, and he is down a break.
Love 15.
Vilas ought to come to the net more often.
Well, he can do it, as he shows you when he slices the volley so well. He showed that in 1977 when he came to the net and beating Jimmy Connors for the U.S. Open title. But he's reticent. That's the best low volley I've ever seen Vilas hit. You could see him hesitating, thinking, really, should I poke this up around my ankles or should I let it bounce? Well, go for it.
30-15.
That's a tough volley for anybody. McEnroe makes him look simple. Guillermo Vilas, the poet of the Pampas, is all over that net.
And he thought the reason for the pause, he thought that McEnroe's shot was wide a moment ago.
So did I. Let's see if we can pick it. Now, Vilas, he's on a gallop. Didn't matter.
So Vilas playing serve and volley. 40-15. It was long. Vilas holds serve. First set, McEnroe leads 5 games to 4. He'll be serving for the first set when we come back.
Did you hear AT&T has introduced something rather radical? The Reach Out America plan. Calling anywhere in the United States weekends or nights is just $10 an hour. The next is even less. So you can see how far your money goes. Quite ingenious, really. They even have a number for ordering. 1-800-551-3131. Reach Out America. They may be onto something.
AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
Investing these days is a little bit like you playing tennis against Jimmy Connors. You're going to need all the professional help you can get. Payne Weber can supply that help. A full range of services and the financial advice to help you make those difficult decisions. Because at Payne Weber, we believe the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investments.
Hey, great match. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Payne Weber. Next time I'm with those guys on my team, okay?
There's a name recognized the world over.
That's 2 for Hong Kong.
It's used more than any other.
Right, 9 a.m.
For travel, entertaining, shopping, and cash.
Curtains at 8.
8, right. No, 9. Sorry, my wife. Never mind.
Need a hand?
I could use 3. No, that's 4 nights.
Be decisive.
Visa is welcome around the world.
I married you, didn't I?
It's all you need.
January's champion.
Tatum O'Neal with more than a passing interest.
Why, she's the great and good friend of John McEnroe. You remember her when she used to pitch for the Bad News Bears? Walter Matthau was her manager. Wonder if she's lost her fastball, Charlie.
You never lose your fastball, Bud.
Hey.
Bridges.
Without his aqua lung.
McEnroe serving for the first set. He leads 5 games to 4. There.
Inside out return, and McEnroe was not looking for it. Went inside out from his right to McEnroe's right.
Love 15. There.
Now McEnroe makes a gorgeous half volley of this net cord skipper, but he's put in a treacherous position.
Serve was long, so Vilas only 2 points away from pulling even in the first set at 5-all.
And he runs around. And he gets it! Now, Vilas has not done too much of that in previous years. The runaround return on the second ball. Look at John Newcomb used to do this so well. Shuffles to his right quickly. It's got to be an all-or-nothing shot, though, because he takes himself out of the court.
Triple breaker. This is the first one. 15-40. 2 more opportunities to pull even in the first set. McEnroe at love in the sixth game. Had a chance to break him at love here. 15-40 now. It's long. The match becomes very interesting if Vilas can break here.
Another run around.
McEnroe coming in.
And Vilas challenged him to a bit of eyeball to eyeball, and Vilas was the winner.
So Vilas breaking McEnroe in the 10th game. And we are tied 5-all. First set. Playing the best of 3 tiebreaker sets. Are we witnessing the return of the new Vilas?
I hope so. I really do. He has meant a lot to the game. Stylish guy. But he cannot afford second serves to McEnroe. And he's overhitting that first ball.
And remember when Vilas broke McEnroe in the 6th game of this set. McEnroe broke back in the 7th.
Second serve.
Vilas hasn't been in a final in nearly 18 months. It's a strange feeling for him.
Love 30.
Love 30.
Trying to think of when we might have last had him on. I think probably the final of the French Open in 1977 when he beat Brian Gottfried. I think we probably had a clip of him at Wimbledon losing to Nduka Odizor.
First serve percentages.
Don't clap when I do that, all right?
Vilas, about where he should be. He could be a little higher, and McEnroe has come up since our last report from Ross Schneiderman. Here's the heavy point of the set. 30-all can go either way, and Vilas wants to get that win to 6-5.
It's on the line.
Oh. And suddenly McEnroe has gone way off. 3 bad errors from love 30.
40-30. And a chance for Vilas to go ahead for the first time in the match.
Wide.
Deuce.
Good.
There's the sneak volley. Now watch McEnroe making his return, and he decides, I think it'd be nicer up there. Sneaks in and gets his break point.
Please be seated.
thought about the third hit was long early in the point.
Now Vilas with a top spinner, and McEnroe makes a fine play. And Vilas is really going to have to concentrate on the overhead. McEnroe again comes up with it. And again, but it's long. And McEnroe thought one of the balls in the rally,
Early in the rally,
was long. He kept playing wisely.
And we're deuce. Good serve. Excellent play. Excellent play by Vilas.
Given Vilas' talents, it couldn't have been done any better. The slice backhand right down the line and approaching behind it.
And Vilas now another opportunity to go in the lead for the first time in the match, to go up 6-5 in the first set. And we're deuced for the third time in the game. Playing the best of 3 tiebreaker sets. This is the longest game of the first set. He was coming cross court, and he came behind him.
Vilas played that with such presence. Despite the wonderful volley by McEnroe, McEnroe now changing directions, and Vilas hits behind him. And he waited until the last instant, and he has the advantage.
It's long.
Now, that's a ball that's tough for Vilas. He rushed it. He's not a natural at hitting that sliced approach. And it flew on him.
And we're at deuce for the 4th time in the game. So Vilas now has the advantage for the 3rd time, coming off of deuce. Of course, he was up 40-30 with a possibility there. McEnroe has had only one advantage in this game. Here's a chance to hold serve to go up 6-5. And we're deuce. But do you have the feeling that almost everybody here is holding their breath for Vilas? McEnroe, obviously the favorite. But just to give him a good match, as well as maybe the possibility of pulling off an upset.
There's always that possibility. But
seems like you have to hold your breath for him, though, that McEnroe is going to win. But you never know. Advantage McEnroe.
Well, McEnroe has so many things he can do against you, so that Vilas is like a guy trying to stop water coming through a dike with one hand, and there are 6 holes. Not enough fingers.
McEnroe's second break point. And he's got it. McEnroe leads 6-5. First set.
The personal computer game is heating up.
May I?
Go ahead. The AT&T personal computer is faster, 2 to 3 times faster than the IBM PC. It has a higher resolution screen, too, for better graphics, and runs thousands of business programs. In fact, it's more computer for the money to put your business ahead of the game.
Your move.
The AT&T personal computer. Call AT&T Information Systems when you've got to be right.
The financial world, where investing is like being on the receiving end of a Jimmy Connors serve. Here you need a Paine-Webber broker to guide you, to back you up, to offer action-oriented recommendations, to help turn the unpredictable to your advantage. Because at Paine-Webber, we believe that the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investment.
Well played, Bob. Thanks, Jimmy. And thank you, Paine-Webber. What do I have to do? Open up a Paine-Webber account?
At AT&T, we know you never think about our torture tests
Oh, it's just the phone.
or about our extraordinary quality control
I hear you fine, Mom. Australia's only halfway around the world.
or even about how reliably we design things.
Still works. Who ever heard of a computer that works without air conditioning?
You can take everything we do for granted because we leave nothing to chance.
It's not a total loss. The phone still works.
Whether it's telephones, long-distance, information systems, or computers, AT&T.
This is Charlie Jones and Bud Collins. Bud, are you surprised the way that Vilas is playing?
Yes, I am. But I'm also encouraged to think that he might once again be a factor in this game in which he's really been such a great figure over the last decade.
And he's such a nice man.
Yes, he is. And we'll talk about that weight loss again when we have a chance. He's lost about 18 pounds. His best playing weight is in the high 50s, and he's back to 158, which his coach Jan Tiriak says is only a couple of pounds over his 1977 weight when he won more than 100 matches, won 15 tournaments, won the U.S. and French Opens in 77.
McEnroe with his second double fault of the match. Not too thrilled with his serving. Complete miss hit, a loss in concentration. An opportunity to Vilas to break back and take it to a tiebreaker.
A good jamming serve into the ribs.
15-30.
His fourth service ace. Thirty all.
30 all. First serve.
Number 5. And back-to-back aces. And set point. to 5. 7-5. Next, Sports World will be presenting from Hawaii the Hula Bowl. An afternoon of sports for you. Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie. Well, he had a glittering array of college football stars, including 14 All-Americans. So stay with us this afternoon, the 39th annual Hula Bowl.
I thought it was the Flutie Bowl.
Close. The Hula Flutie.
Oh, okay.
Or the Flutie Hula. You broke my concentration on the promo.
Well, I'm from Boston, where he is not Doug Flutie. He is St. Doug.
That's true. What a great college year he has had.
Vilas in trouble as he was in the opening game of the match when he lost his serve.
McEnroe with 3 service breaks. Vilas with 2 thus far.
On the line. That's the shot, I think, that drove Bjorn Borg out of tennis. That forehand, you could never tell which way it was going. He could lay on it. He could look like he was banging it. It floated deceptively. You didn't know the direction, and he gave you that return, and you're on your heels or you're just crying. He's a genius. Net cord.
Questioning baseline calls.
Well, I think they both...
I think they both should.
I think the base linesmen were so intrigued with that rally that they just looked at it and forgot the line. There appeared to be out balls at both ends.
McEnroe still with two break points left. Service breaks, possibilities. First game, second set.
He got the line, I believe. Oh, overruled. Overruled by umpire Ron Bennett. Lance Anderett on the baseline indicated the ball was good, and Vilas is upset.
And McEnroe leads 1 game to love. Starts his second set breaking Vilas. We'll be back in just a moment.
If Bill lives in Bighorn, Wyoming. Howdy. And Stan lives in Rockland, Maine.
Hey there.
And Jane lives in Calhoun, Georgia.
Charmed, I'm sure.
How much will it cost Fred to call all of them? $10 for an hour of calls.
Sounds good.
AT&T's Reach Out America plan. An hour of long-distance calls anywhere in the U.S. for $10 a month. Additional hours are even less.
Now you know just how far your money goes. That must be Fred. AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
You could choose Heineken solely because it's far and away Europe's favorite, and Europeans know their beer. Or you could choose Heineken because it's far and away America's #1 imported beer. Americans know their beer too. Or you could open it and pour it and choose it for the best of all possible reasons. Heineken is the best beer in the world.
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
You're looking at a prime example of the new forward thinking at Ford. A family sedan conceived and created to change your thinking about family sedans. Its name, Ford Tempo, with front-wheel drive for sure-footed traction. It's a family sedan that doesn't look or act like one. Front-wheel drive Ford Tempo, the forward-thinking car. Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
We are back live. Tennis without NBC Sports. It's like Buffalo without snow.
Which of our vice presidents is holding that sign up?
Our newest. McEnroe serving. McEnroe up a service break, leading 1-love in the second set. He won the first set 7-5.
The ace has certainly helped McEnroe. It's come at crucial stages, getting him out of a love 30 situation in the set game.
McEnroe 22 unforced errors.
53% for him is okay. Vilas with his serve should be over 70%.
Now, we talked about the prize money and the appearance money at the top of the telecast. Now, should McEnroe win today, he's leading right now, but should he win, he'll be earning more than the prize money structure indicates because of the appearance fees and his guarantees. If he wins today, in addition to the prize money guarantees, his check would total $430,000. It's not a bad week to start the year.
He is not going to make the New York Times list of neediest cases.
Now, if Vilas loses, as he is trailing now, he will receive a total of $130,000 in guarantees and prize money.
Vilas, the poet, who has published 2 volumes of poetry, calls this tournament Poetry of the Pocketbook.
Number 6. .40-15. McEnroe to hold serve and go up 2-love in the second. John leads 2 games to love in the second set. January's champions are coming tomorrow. The Orange Bowl in Miami, Dan Marino and the Dolphins against the Pittsburgh Steelers. NFL 84 Bob Costas will start the day from Miami for you here on NBC at festivities starting at 12 noon Eastern Time. Of course, Dick Enberg, Merle Olsen, and Bob Greasy will be at Mike's side. And the winner moving on to the Super Bowl.
Well, in Boston, we think that Dan Marino could certainly, as we look at Jan Tiriac, could certainly step into Doug Flutie's shoes sometime.
What about young Tony Eason had a great season.
Tiriac, a wonderful coach and a good friend of Vilas. Tiriac is a man, Charlie, and this is true, who at times, when called on, will chew up a champagne glass, swallow it. And he looks as though he'd like to do that right now.
Well, right now, Vilas has won only 3 points in the second set. He has to get back in this set, or McEnroe will just run it on him. Love 40, and McEnroe threatens to break at love to go up 3-love and be up 2 breaks.
Exactly 1 set ago, Vilas was in this position, down love 40, but he doesn't escape.
And John McEnroe leads his second set 3 games to love.
In 1947, AT&T invented the transistor and ushered in the computer age.
Gentlemen, we've done it.
Well, Watson, watch us now. Introducing AT&T computers with flexibility to grow, to network, to communicate.
Yes, Watson, I see.
The new computers from AT&T Information Systems. when you've got to be right.
Investing these days is a little bit like you playing tennis against Jimmy Connors. You're going to need all the professional help you can get. Payne Weber can supply that help. A full range of services and the financial advice to help you make those difficult decisions. Because at Payne Weber, we believe the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your investments.
Hey, great match. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Payne Weber. Next time I'm with those guys on my team, okay? Do you want to buy a phone? It's cheaper than AT&T.
What you really need is cheap long distance.
And of course, our business systems are cheaper than AT&T.
Everyone's saying they're cheaper than AT&T, but nobody's saying they're better. All they can say is that they're cheaper, to which we say, you get what you pay for. Whether it's telephones, long distance, information systems, or computers, AT&T.
And there it is, corrected. I had him with one more
15 love.
of points won in the second set. McEnroe has won 12. Vilas has won only 2.
They're going fast now. Vilas has fought a terrific delaying action, but nobody holds off McEnroe very long. And this is classic McEnroe. Reach for the volley, keep on coming as tight as you can, and put it away.
30 love.
Vilas selected wrongly.
I was looking for the lob.
Yep. The half volley, and McEnroe trying to get position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get that drop shot. Here's Vilas' chance.
Vilas' third point of the second set. 40-15. McEnroe leading 3 love. McEnroe has won 15 points to give you an idea of the balance or unbalance. It's in there. Number 7.
So umpire Ron Bennett calls for new balls, and Vilas must start winning games. He's regaining his form of yore. He slipped to number 26 in the world on the Association of Tennis Pros computer. McEnroe, of course, is number 1. Several factors in his improvements, says his coach Jan Tiriak. A new racket, fiber and graphite. They finally found the size and weight he wanted. He uses a 16.5-ounce racket. I couldn't lift it. He's let his hair grow to the earlier lengths. I don't know if there's anything Samsonian about this. And he seems happy again after a year of torment over his conviction by the men's council.
Vilas still looking for his first ace.
After Vilas lost to Greg Holmes, college kid, in the U.S. Open of '83, Tiriak said he should quit. Guillermo should quit. He's playing this way. But he said today he doesn't want to quit. He's got his weight down. He's enthusiastic again.
And time permitting today, before we do go to the live coverage of the Hula Bowl, we will have some of the action from last night's match between Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe. And in addition to money is this gorgeous trophy. That is a gold and silver tennis racket.
Can't lift that either.
No.
You ought to try to lift it, though, because it's worth $25,000.
And also they have fineless rings with half-carat and full-carat diamonds.
Vilas played only 35 matches last year. That's how badly he was playing. He didn't progress in tournaments. Usually plays about 150 matches a year.
Break point. 15-40 for McEnroe to go up 5-love. Game to McEnroe. And John McEnroe leads 5-love. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Sunday on Knight Rider, Michael and Kit go up against an automotive assassin. Oh, but when he's caught without Kit, it could mean curtains. An all-new Knight Rider. Then an NBC movie premiere. In a savage world gone mad, one man stands alone. Mel Gibson is the Road Warrior. Sunday.
When a cold won't let you sleep, your whole body's misery cries out for relief. Take Robitussin Night Relief Colds Formula for a restful night's sleep. Night Relief for adults with medications that help clear your stuffy nose, stop coughs, reduce aches, pains, fever. Now get the nighttime relief your whole body's misery cries out for. Robitussin Night Relief Colds Formula for a restful night's sleep. The difference you'll appreciate in the morning. Robitussin Night Relief Colds Formula.
Strawbridge & Clothier and Stearns & Foster, the leader in quality bedding, announces savings of 25 to 50%. Save 25 to 50% on every size, every firmness, every Stearns & Foster, including all premium Correct Comfort bedding. Plus, get a bonus frame with every set. Yes, our entire collection of Stearns & Foster at super 25 to 50% savings. Plus a bonus frame with every set.
Oh, what a difference! Strawbridge & Clothier.
You say you're looking for the best deal in town?
You are gonna love it.
Something outrageous, exciting, and new?
You're gonna love it.
Something that'll put more fun in your afternoons?
You're going to love it.
Well, look no further. Now you've got the all-new Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall. Weekdays at 4 o'clock on Channel 3.
I love it. I really love it.
I knew you would.
Spin the Wheel of Fortune with Pat Sajak at a new time, weekdays at 3:30.
We're back live in Las Vegas.
Second serve.
15 love.
In the 11th game of the first set, 10th game of the first set, Vilas broke McEnroe to become 5-all. That's the 8th ace for McEnroe. Since that point, McEnroe broke back, held serve to take the first set 7-5, and now has run it into the second 5-love. And is leading 30-love.
Ooh, I thought
think
he
that-
had the line.
Yeah, he did.
Vilas getting the position he needs, and which way will he go? McEnroe cheating to his left, but read it pretty well, only to make the error.
And in the second set, McEnroe is serving at 60%, so he certainly has pulled up his first service.
Nobody will beat McEnroe if he serves 60%.
.40-15. Double match point. What a run he has put on.
That's the way Rod Laver used to be. You'd hold him for a while, then suddenly the house would collapse.
No, he missed that one.
And Laver, heard him only a month ago say of McEnroe, this kid does some things I don't think I could do.
High praise. There it is. Game, set, and match to John McEnroe. In the second set, McEnroe won 24 points. Vilas won a total of 5 points in the second set. So McEnroe wins at 7-5, 6-love. And we'll be back to talk with the champion in just a moment.
Did you hear AT&T has introduced something rather radical? The Reach Out America plan. Calling anywhere in the United States weekends or nights is just $10 an hour. The next is even less. So you can see how far your money goes. Quite ingenious, really. They even have a number for ordering. 1-800-551-3131. Reach Out America. They may be onto something.
AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
There's something you can use almost anywhere you travel.
Only 3 days left, counselor.
Then it's back to the courtroom in three-piece lawsuits. It's used more than any other.
Hey, I paid last time.
For travel, shopping, entertaining, and cash. Objection. I picked up dinner in Santa Barbara.
Overruled. Who bought supplies at Bodega Bay?
Immaterial. There's very little you can't do with Visa.
Let's be reasonable, counselor. You buy.
It's all you need.
You could choose Heineken solely because it's far and away Europe's favorite, and Europeans know their beer. Or you could choose Heineken because it's far and away America's #1 imported beer. Americans know their beer too. Or you could open it and pour it and choose it for the best of all possible reasons. Heineken is the best beer in the world.
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
January's champions take to the greens. Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and defending champion John Mahaffey. Plus President Ford and celebrities from television and motion pictures. All at the Bob Hope Classic. January's champions are on NBC Sports.
The AT&T Challenge of Champions is being brought to you by AT&T, a leader in telephones, information systems, long distance, and computers. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Visa cards and traveler's checks. Around the corner, around the world, Visa is all you need. And by Heineken. Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken. In the Challenge of Champions, it's John McEnroe in straight sets, 7-5 and 6-love. And now let's go down to Bud Collins. Bud?
Ladies and gentlemen, after this stirring match, we saw a Guillermo Vilas, whom we remember, and a John McEnroe, whom we know so well. And I'd like you first to meet Chuck Marshall, who's the chairman of Communication Systems of AT&T.
Thank you, Bud. We're delighted to be here today with all of you. Thank you.
And Chuck, I believe we're going to bring on first the poet of the Pampas, who's been so popular for so long, Guillermo Vilas. Isn't it nice to see him in a final again?
Hi, Guillermo. Good to see you. We've seen several days of great tennis here, Guillermo. We're delighted to present to you this check for $100,000. Thanks for a great tennis day.
I want to thank the sponsors and the organizer for putting up this event, and for all the public for helping it. And I hope next year I will play a little bit better in the final. Didn't do bad during the week, but I don't think I did that well in the final. So congratulations to John, he played very well, and thank you to everybody.
Thank you, Guillermo. You're 32 years of age. You're the oldest player in the history of this event. We wonder...
It made me feel great.
Well, it's the first year of the event, so you're all right. But we know you were discouraged in the past. You hadn't won a tournament in nearly 2 years. We see a new, fitter Vilas. And what does this mean? Are we going to see a guy who returns to the winner's circle?
Well, I think you overdid it a little bit. It's 1 year I haven't won a tournament. But, you know, now I have my new racket, and I like it very much. It helps my strokes, and, you know, so now I feel more confident. I started playing 3 months ago with it, and I've been doing much better than before, so I'm very happy about it.
Muchas gracias. A true champion, Guillermo Vilas. And now we'd like to bring on the #1 player in the world for his rewards, John Patrick McEnroe, Jr.
Congratulations, John. Thank you for helping us launch the first AT&T Challenge of Champions in such spectacular fashion.
Check was so heavy, I almost fell over.
You're holding it very well.
I almost fell over. It was so big. Well, I want to thank AT&T as well. I sure hope they have the event next year. I want to thank all you people for coming, and I think there's been a lot of good tennis, so hopefully we'll be seeing you all again here next year, and I'll be the first one in line to be here. Thank you very much.
Now, Chuck, the trophy.
John, just to be sure you come back and have a good racket to play with, we have the first trophy award to you. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Is this real?
Can you hold it?
I'll hold it. I'm not going to let you have it. You might take it.
You're absolutely right. Get yourself a bodyguard, and congratulations, John McEnroe, the winner. Now back to Charlie Jones.
And it is real. Gold and silver. And coming up, we'll have action from last night's match between John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors. Don't go away. More tennis to play.
Over the years, a lot of small businesses have developed their own systems of communicating.
Yes, sir. Derek, talk to
But
Derek.
now there's a better way. Meet the Merlin system from AT&T. Merlin's a telephone, an intercom, a conference caller, and has dozens of features you can select.
Anderson.
So
Yes, sir.
Merlin can grow as your small business grows. Call about Merlin. AT&T Information Systems, when you've got to be right.
This is Charlie Jones, Bud Collins. We are back at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. And as promised, we're going to show you some of the action of maybe the best match of the entire tournament, Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe.
I think so.
And it's the third set. And we're in the second game. McEnroe won the first set 6-3. Connors won the second set 6-4.
And that was the 11th ace for John McEnroe.
World champion rings. To present the World Championships rings, I'd like to introduce Richard Parrish, Southern California merchandising manager.
30 love.
Connors is said, he said after that spectacular U.S. Open semifinal, he said, I put my blood, I put my guts, I put my bones out on that court. I give everything, I kill myself. The trouble is the other guy does too. He said, what wars we had.
McEnroe is leading 1-love at this point last night. He broke Jimmy Connors in the first game of the third.
And this is a wonderful passage in American tennis history to have both these guys at the same time, McEnroe and Connors.
30-15, and they bring out the best in each other.
They bring out the best and sometimes the worst,
the worst
as we've
also.
seen.
Oh, yes.
But
from a competitive standpoint,
as McEnroe said, it's very hard. You know, he said, people say Jimmy and I don't get along. He said, sometimes that's true, because he said, it's very hard when you have the kind of rivalry we do. He said, there's ace number 12. He said, we've been teammates on the U.S. Davis Cup team, and I welcomed Jimmy because it took a load off me. But he said, you don't just suddenly become teammates and become very close all of a sudden. And there's the stroke of doom, that serve of McEnroe's. So Jimmy Jimmy Connors, and of course we want to send our regards to Patty Connors, his wife, who gave birth to their first daughter, their second child, recently. Aubrey Lee is her name. And Jimmy says, you'll love the weight. 7 pounds, 11 ounces. 7'11". He says, can you beat that? Got to be a wonderful woman, that baby, when she grows up. What luck, 7'11". And of course, to Gloria Connors, Jimmy's mother, birthday wishes. She will celebrate her birthday in Belleville, Illinois, shortly. She started them off.
Will be the third and fourth playoff between Jimmy Connors and Yannick Noah. They're playing 75,000.
And we are now at deuce in the second game of the third set. This is action from last night.
Connors, 32, the same age as Vilas today. And I think he still has spectacular tennis left within himself, Charlie. 1 or 2 more points in that match at Flushing Meadow last September, and he might have beaten McEnroe, and I think then he would have won the U.S. Open again.
Service ace. Advantage McEnroe, number 12. And serving so well that I'm not sure if it had been anybody else that he wouldn't have had close to 30 aces.
Oh, yes, because Connors is the best returner in the game today. And McEnroe, who will turn 26 in February, has not, I don't think, reached his peak.
And as we're reviewing the tape from last night, John is joining us here in the booth, and we'll hook him up. And
well, I'll get up for him. It's all right. Sit down, JP.
And so we're doing a little housekeeping, everybody moving around. Organized chaos. Congratulations first on your play today. You took off on a run at the end of the first set, and that was it.
Well, I started off well. I thought that was going to be a little bit easier the first set, but he returned my serve a lot better than I expected, and he was attacking, which I didn't really expect either, so it took me a little while to get adjusted to it.
We're reviewing now some of the action from your match last night with Jimmy Connors. We're in the third game of the final set. Maybe the second. Let's see, Connors serving should be in the third, right? Yes.
John, no rest. You're going immediately to New York to get ready for the Masters, which begins Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm going to be leaving there either here tonight or tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it because I feel like I'm playing better each match, and it's going to be a good event.
Well, you're the defending champion. Do you worry about anybody in that event?
Well, I'm playing the winner of Sundstrom and Yarra at first, and I just lost to Sundstrom in a Davis Cup match recently, so I'm hoping maybe to get the chance to play him again. I'd like to be able to play him, but it's a very strong field, and everyone's playing, and I feel like I have a good chance if I play the way I've been playing the last couple days, but I still think I can play better. But I feel happy with the way I progressed this tournament.
You mentioned last night that there are still areas that you're looking for improvement. Are you talking more mechanics, more basics than overall tactics of a match?
I think pretty much everything. I think physical conditioning, I think I can get in better shape than I am, and as well as some of the strokes I have, I think that my backhand's been giving me a little bit of problem the last month or so, and my volleys are a little bit unsteady right now. I feel like I'm not getting on top of the ball as well as I've liked, but I think it's more technically. I think it's more just the basic things that you would teach the average player, and it's something that every player needs to concentrate on. And when your mind's not into it the right way, then I like this point right here.
You ought
to. Total recall.
He's like a golfer in that respect. John, you of all people know that there has been a lot of criticism through the years of special events and exhibitions. People say, well, there's no pressure. They get a lot of money up front. Do you feel pressure in playing a match like this?
I feel a lot of pressure. You know, we're playing for more money here than we are in really the other tournaments. The way I look at it is that this is a reward for playing and doing well in the events that we have to play in, because we don't have the opportunity to do this that often, and you're going to go out there and give 100% because, number one, you want to win the event, and number two, you want to be able to come back next year and do it. And I think that you're a responsibility to yourself as well as the people that come to watch you to give your best. And I think anyone that's been here all week has seen that every player has given their best.
How many exhibitions a year do you play?
I probably just play events like this no more than 3 or 4 weeks, probably 3 or 4 different events like this, and then I probably play about 3 or 4 weeks where I play one-nighters over America, where I go to these cities where they don't have any tournament tennis. And
such as?
What type of cities?
What cities?
Well, in January after the Masters, we're going to places like Mobile, Alabama, Buffalo, Savannah, Georgia, places like that. And I think that's good because I think it gives people a chance to see live tennis. And I think live tennis is, at this stage at least, is a lot better than it is on television. No offense.
Is there a risk of injuring yourself or overtiring yourself and paying too much attention to exhibitions?
I think sometimes you just have to use it. You just have to use it the right way. I think that you try to use exhibitions in order to get ready for other big events, such as this. You obviously want to do your best here, but you also want to try to get ready for the Masters and to play some one-nighters. Of course, if you overdo it, you're going to physically tire yourself out because there's a lot of traveling in 1 week. But I feel it's good. It's good for the game as long as you don't do it too often. I feel like it's good for me.
What's it like playing against James Scott Connors?
Oh, I enjoy playing Jimmy. I think he brings out the best in me, and it's very intense when we play matches. And I mean, you can tell by what we've been listening to in the background while we've been talking that we're both into the match. So I think he likes to play me. I like to play him, and it's exciting. It's exciting to play the best guys because you usually play better against. They bring out the best in you.
Let's go to this match last night. Was there a particular turning point in the third set?
From what I remember, I think I broke him the first game of the third, and I think that really upset him a lot because he had just... It was 4-all break point in the second set. I had a chance to win the match in straight sets, and I didn't. And I think he felt like he had the momentum at that stage. And then I was able to break him the first game of the third, and then my serving picked up quite a bit in the third set. So I felt once I got on top of him early that I was pretty much in control. But the 2 games I lost, I had break points in both games, so I was really in every game.
Is there animosity in these matches, John? I know there have been words and some terrific scenes in some of these matches between Connors and McEnroe.
Well, I don't really play better when I get involved in those type of scenes, to be honest. I'm not one. The angrier I get at the other player, the worse I usually play. It might be different for Jimmy. Sometimes Jimmy needs that to pump himself up, but I just get angry at myself more. I think that gets me more into the match than getting angry at the other player. So it's really depends on your own personality, really. Everyone does it differently. You know, Bjorn never got involved in anything, so there was the advantage that you never really knew what he was thinking, and he had an advantage in that respect. But on the other hand, you know, to be able to keep all that inside of you and never let anything out, I think is very, very difficult. And it might have had something to do with the reason why he quit so early, because it just you can't keep it in that whole time, I don't think.
Is that something you fear? Do you fear a burnout?
Well, I think every athlete thinks about that, and that's why I took the last couple months pretty much off, except for a couple weeks. I took it easy the last couple months of '84 because I did have the best year I'd ever had in my career, and I think it would only spoil it and be irresponsible to go to tournaments where your mind isn't 100% into it. And physically, I felt very, very drained, and my arm was starting to bother me and starting to get tendinitis all around my arm, and it was something that I really needed. I'm very happy that I did because I feel a lot better about myself as a person as well as the rest I need to physically if I want to keep doing this for 4 or 5 more years.
Did you make a mistake as a team, the United States team, in coming to Sweden so late to prepare for that Davis Cup final? Many Americans were shocked that you lost to Sweden, players most Americans didn't know about.
Well, I don't think that people should be as shocked as maybe some people were, because Sweden is very, very tough on clay courts. It's obviously the best surface, and Wilander, #1, has won the French, and Jimmy and I have never won the French. So right there, you have to think, well, maybe this guy is as good or better than we are on clay. But
were you prepared?
I felt like I thought I was prepared. It turned out that I wasn't prepared. If I had to do it differently, the next time I would just play a couple exhibition-type matches before I went there. But it really shocked me the way I played the first match. I really didn't feel like I was going to play that badly.
John, we really appreciate you taking the time to come up with this after. One final question, because I know you're a great sports fan. Who do you like in the NFL championship games tomorrow? Can we put you on the spot?
No, don't put me on the spot.
Okay.
Last time, I don't want any of these players against me. I like them all.
Okay. And they like you. Congratulations on your win today. Thanks for visiting with us, and we'll be back to Las Vegas in just a moment. Don't go away.
If Bill lives in Bighorn, Wyoming, howdy, and Stan lives in Rockland, Maine, hey there, and Jane lives in Calhoun, Georgia,
Charmed, I'm sure.
how much will it cost Fred to call all of them? $10 for an hour of calls.
Sounds good.
AT&T's Reach Out America plan. An hour of long-distance calls anywhere in the U.S. for $10 a month. Additional hours are even less.
Now you know just how far your money goes. That must be Fred. AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
This is a Mustang LX that comes with reclining bucket seats, that comes with AM/FM stereo with premium sound, comes with power steering, power brakes, power door locks, comes with interval wipers, speed control, and styled road wheels. And it goes for less than $6,900. Mustang LX. Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
They had practiced an entire year for this single performance, and the world watched in awe. A moment never to be forgotten. For Oleg and Ludmila Protopopov, their interpretive ballet on ice would be judged a perfect 10. On January 13th, the Protopopovs will again be joined by skating stars Ty Babylonia and Randy Gardner, and U.S. Olympic pair Kitty and Peter Carruthers, Tyler Cranston, Olympic gold medalist Scott Hamilton, and Charlie Tickner. And on January 26th, the ice will again glisten with superstars. Linda Fradiani, Dorothy Hamill, Rosalind Summers, Torville and Dean. The World Professional Figure Skating Championships. The gathering begins January 13th.
We're back in Las Vegas at the AT&T Challenge of Champions. McEnroe winning today 7-5 and 6-love, but a lot of sports on NBC. For an update on the Hula Bowl that will be following us, let's go to Honolulu and Don Criqui.
A beautiful day in the capital city of America's 50th state, Honolulu, Hawaii, host city of the 1985 Hula Bowl. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy on an 80-degree and sunny day in Honolulu, Hawaii. For some 39 years now, this city has been host to America's best in collegiate football in a postseason all-star game, and the great ones are here again, including Trump. Doug Flutie, everybody's favorite football player.
This guy is magic, absolutely magic. There are a lot of players today in the game that you'll not hear about, mainly because Doug Flutie has gotten most of the publicity. And look at his ability there. Just Jack McEnroe said it best. When you put Doug Flutie on the field, he figures out a way to win. He makes the plays. And, of course, who will ever forget this play? You can put this in a time capsule, and, Don, I've seen it 1,000 times. I never go tired of it. I could watch it forever.
Well, Gerard Phelan, who caught the ball, I asked him how many times he's seen. He says probably about 100. We'd like to see it 100 more if they'll show it. There's some great defensive players here, too, like the Atlantic Coast Player of the Year, 350-pound nose tackle William Perry, a big guy who can run him down despite his 350 pounds.
Nickname is GE. Watch his athletic ability. That's a pineapple in his hand. We figured that crossbar is about 10.5, maybe 11 feet. He got 351 pounds at least up around that crossbar. He's that guy will be in the middle. Scouts like him, although they wonder about whether he can last for 4 quarters.
Well, they weighed William Perry the other day. He pinned the needle at 350, so they don't know what he is, but they know he can run. He's a great player.
Yeah, the other thing they did, too, is they tried a triple extra-large pair of pants on him. Didn't fit. So they took 2 double extra-large pants, took them to a seamstress, cut them apart, sewed them back together. Now they fit perfectly.
All the good ones are here, players like Ray Childress of Texas A&M. We'll be going back to tennis after these messages.
It's the president.
At AT&T,
We never know how important any call will be.
Mr. Ryan, it's the chairman.
That's why every product AT&T makes, every business system,
It's MGM.
every inch in the millions of miles of our long-distance network,
It's Rome.
and every single technical innovation is made to handle every call
It's Bobby.
as if it were the most important call in the world.
Hi.
AT&T. We're reaching out in new directions.
There's a name recognized the world over.
That's 2 for Hong Kong.
It's used more than any other.
Right, 9 a.m.
For travel, entertaining, shopping, and cash.
Curtains at 8.
8, right. No, 9. Sorry, my wife. Never mind.
Need a hand?
I could use 3. No, that's 4 nights.
Be decisive.
Visa is welcome around the world.
I married you, didn't I?
It's all you need.
The personal computer game is heating up.
May I?
Go ahead. The AT&T personal computer is faster, 2 to 3 times faster than the IBM PC. It has a higher resolution screen, too, for better graphics, and runs thousands of business programs. In fact, it's more computer for the money to put your business ahead of the game.
Your move.
The AT&T personal computer. For the dealer nearest you, call 1-800-247-1212.
Have you driven a Ford? When was the last time you had the kind of car that brings the road alive? Have you driven a Ford? Then you don't know what you're missing. Have you driven a Ford? Driven a Ford? Have you driven a Ford lately?
This is Charlie Jones and Bud Collins, of course, CompuTennis with our statistics. There's one that really jumps out, and that's in the second set that McEnroe did not have one unforced error.
0.
Yes.
Perfection. How can you go against that?
And Vilas won only 5 points in the second set.
Well, it was pretty tough. Pretty tough. But
Are you
McEnroe,
impressed the way McEnroe's playing this early in the year?
I am, but of course the Masters is going to tell more because everybody's been brought in there as the climax of the Grand Prix season. It'll be in Madison Square Garden in New York. The place will be full. McEnroe likes to play there. Jimmy Connors likes to play there a great deal. And of course, Lendl has won that title. McEnroe has won that title. Connors has won that title. And we'll be there.
And joining you will be Dick Enberg. And right now, let's go to Dick. He's in Miami for the football game. But now he'll give us an update, a report on what to expect next week in the Masters.
Charlie, things are quiet in Miami's Orange Bowl, but it'll be packed tomorrow as the Dolphins meet the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, the Super Bowl prize on the line in the AFC Championship, and we're looking forward to more tennis from you. And, of course, next weekend on NBC, we'll be up at Madison Square Garden for the Masters, seeing many of these same great male tennis stars. It'll be the Orange Bowl, Pittsburgh, Miami. We hope you'll join us at 12 noon for NFL 84. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen in Miami. Now back to Las Vegas.
And that should be a great game tomorrow on NBC, the championship of the AFC, then leading, of course, to the Super Bowl. John McEnroe wins here today, and we'll be back in just a moment.
At AT&T, we know you never think about our torture tests.
Oh, it's just the phone.
Or about our extraordinary quality control.
I hear you fine, Mom. Australia's only halfway around the world.
Or even about how reliably we design things.
Still works. Who ever heard of a computer that works without air conditioning?
You can take everything we do for granted because we leave nothing to chance.
It's not a total loss. The phone still works.
Whether it's telephones, long-distance, information systems, or computers, AT&T.
Now we pick up, again, action from last night in the match between John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors. This is the first game of the third set. Earlier, you know, we saw action further down in this set, but here's the situation. Jimmy Connors just winning the second set 6-4. McEnroe had won the first set 6-3, and Connors is serving as we open the third and final set.
So, love 15. And this is a rivalry such as few have been in the history of this game. You think of the United States, little Bill Johnston and Big Bill Tilden in the 1920s.
Love 30.
With that free-flowing forehand. You just can't pick the direction. The first time they met, 1977. Semifinals of Wimbledon, when McEnroe was an 18-year-old. He had qualified for Wimbledon and gone all the way to the semis. He said, I had never met Jimmy Connors until we walked onto the court that day.
Well, it has been a long, if not enduring, relationship since that point.
Yeah, and it was strange what McEnroe said. He said, I didn't really want to win that match. Jimmy was a little bit like an idol. He said, I probably couldn't have won it anyway. I played pretty well after it got going. But he said there was something about it. I just didn't feel that I belonged on the same court. But he got over that feeling very quickly.
Again, this is action from last night.
And Connors, as you'll notice, is using the mid-size composition racket. The old Steely is finally gone. A racket he used since 1967.
Double fault.
Whoops. And a break point.